Hello. Today I would like to showcase my submarine as well as a few other things. As you can see today I'm going to be playing modded. I have got a list of mods here. I've got the mod list, if you will. Just giving you a second to get a look at it. I think everything below here is just submarines. Yeah. And then a bunch of custom stuff from when I mess around with the editor. Some of these are already on the workshop, some of them not yet, but today we're going to be talking about the Maddox class, the SC-930. As you can see here, she is a beauty. I made it based on a lovely old man who you've probably seen videos or GIFs of, who makes rocket-powered wheelchairs and scooters and all kinds of things and drives them around in the Nevada desert. That's Mr. Bob Maddox is his name, and hence where the name for this has come from, the Maddox class. Maddox. Rather proud of that. And in tribute to him, I have given it the pseudo Nitros Oxide afterburners, which I've done by hiding extra engines in these two parts of the ship. And I have a system I like, which is to make afterburners out of a supercapacitor rigged up to an engine's, with the electricity from the supercapacitor run through a relay that can be toggled on and off, which is how these afterburners work. I wanted to do more, but I did manage to hide lights inside that make it so that these tubes glow red hot when it's on running, which is very on brand if you've ever seen a Bob Maddox video. But for ages, I wanted to add a feature where it would also make a loud bang when you turn them on. And unfortunately I can't do it the way I wanted to do it, because the way I wanted to was to have an invisible detonator with a block of UEX or a frag grenade sort of here somewhere, and have that be part of the toggle. In the latest update to the PvP, they made it so that detonators now decrease the durability of items inside of them until they reach 0, and that's when they blow up. That means that the item is always destroyed. The way it used to be is it would just activate the item and it blows up instantly, which meant that you could make an item that, you could make a grenade that has infinite durability, put it in a detonator, every time that detonator is activated it blows up. And they used to use this for some submarines that had like gas grenades inside of them that would basically give you access to a gas, like a toxic gas deployer. There's one in this workshop called the Caustic, I believe. But I always wanted to make one that had like a bunker buster on the front, which was like a big pick with C4 packed in the front, so you could ram it into things and blow it up. Unfortunately, that's not possible in the way the game currently works. Apparently, you still can if you use the code from the old version of the mod. The old version of the detonators. You can get it to mod it in. Oh yeah. This'll do. Oh, I liked that one, but that one's good too. Yeah, this'll do for the crew. I like to play with basically as much difficulty as possible because I'm insane, and this game is like crack to me. And I'm rather good at it now, though I may eat my words later. I'm willing to bet that anyone who is watching this video has probably already had some experience with Barotrauma, so I will be going through this fairly quick. I'll just leave the text up for a couple seconds so you can pause and read it if you want to, because if you haven't played this game, I heartily encourage you. It is a very, very, very fun game, and probably one of the most unique games in Steam. Very fun in multiplayer, if you're crazy like me, and it tickles your dism just right. Very fun in single player too. I'll be showcasing the Maddox's features in a minute. I'm just going to grab some missions. It's definitely better for some missions than others. Things like personnel transport, cargo transport, although we could only carry a little and killing small groups of monsters is what it's best for. It's by no means a helpless submarine. In fact, it's probably a little bit OP for a tier 1 sub from Barotrauma's base difficulty scaling. Oh, free beer. Or cheap beer. But I do like to play it as hard as possible, and I think a lot of people enjoy mods like Barotraumatic and you know, Dynamic Europa and all kinds of mods that make the game a little more challenging. So that's what we'll be doing today. I also can't really stand mods submarines anymore that don't have all of the manufacturing on board, because I find that you just spend too much time. There's just too much downtime on these stations. Here's something useful I'll show you though. You can actually save a bit of time arming the crew by just dropping them on the floor, find weapon, and pressing the right key, and they'll just come and pick it straight up. Did I accidentally tell him to pick up both? I did. Alright. You can save a lot of time doing that. The AI are capable of a surprising amount of things that can save you a lot of time and effort. Another thing is, we're not going to need those, so I like to keep my mechanics first on fixing leaks, second on fixing machinery, third deconstructing. And it is important, if you're not aware, to have these in order from left to right in priority. If there's leaks, you shouldn't be fixing machines or deconstructing. If there's broken machines, you shouldn't be deconstructing. If those two are done, he'll deconstruct. And this can save you so much time just getting the mechanic to do it. They have perks that improve it even in vanilla, so very, very, very useful. Rate that too. EK mods adds a few things to your submarine when you first start, give you a little bit of a heads up. That's not why I install it, but it's good to have anyway. Steal the engineer's tool belt, he won't need it. What else should I keep on me? A welding tool and medicine. A fisherman's guide, that's from Meal a Day. That's a very cool mod. What that lets you do is harvest flesh from the aliens and then eat it. But it's not like Hungry Europans or a lot of the more like survival themed mods. What Meal a Day does is you just eat it at an outpost and it gives your characters buffs, which I think is a much more enjoyable approach, because frankly this game is challenging and fiddly and micromanagey enough without having to fill up a hunger bar every few minutes. Not great quest options today, but the nice thing about the Maddox is it can clear a mission very, very quickly. So if you don't like your quests, we just quickly do one to get you somewhere else and do more quests. And that goes for the base game too. People get hung up on spending too long in missions, but if you do a bunch of missions really quickly, the marks you make way outweighs almost everything. It's not as fun though, that's for sure. Similar as I discussed before. Should probably tell the engineer to babysit the reactor and only let go of the reactor if there's an electronic that needs repairing. Gonna go straight down. I want to dive quicker, so I'm going to open the airlock for a minute. You can do that on a few submarines, because any amount of water will make the submarine start going down quicker. You can also plow the sub into the walls of the caves to get it to sink quickly. That works as well. Getting a nice pace going down. Descent velocity at 22. Not not sure what the cap on speed is. I think it's 30 something if the submarine's well and truly perforated. Now, a feature of the submarine that I would first like to show you is the afterburners, which is sort of the key thing about the submarine. I just need a good moment to use it. Oh, this'll work. Avoiding whatever that is. It's going to be narrow. No. I think we're going to have to stop and fight, whatever it is. Oh, paralytic sharks. Those are pretty nasty. Usually only fight them in caves. Paralytic sharks, as you may guess, inflict paralysis with that bite. Not only that, when they explode, they release a big cloud of the stuff. And paralysis in this game is no joke, because it doesn't wear off. You have to cure it. I like them as an addition because it's more things that you can't just deal with by using more opium and saline. Well, I'll have to show you the afterburners afterwards, which I may have just left toggled out of panic. Yep, I did. Even if there's no energy in them, they'll still move the submarine forward slightly because they're getting fed micro amounts of it. Now there's a lethomorph out there, I believe. Another paralyzing shark. I never see these outside of caves. Now they're everywhere. Goodbye, lethomorph. I will probably go out and harvest them, though. The stuff on them is quite valuable. But yeah, paralysis is a permanent affliction until you actually physically cure it, which makes it rather nasty. If someone's paralyzed and you don't have paralyzant on them, literally all you can do is just try to keep their head out of water. And hope that the submarine doesn't flood at some point and then they go and drown because they can't move. Yeah, these don't stack. They also don't go in belts, that's annoying. Inventory juggling. So yeah, very, very nasty. I have on a few occasions had to drag a fellow crew member out of a paralytic shark's explosion to get them back on a sub to wake them up. And sometimes, you know, depending on the type of player, they might not really be committed to the bit to just sit there and, you know, not play the game until the round's over and you can get them to a doctor. Although I think if you break these down, you can get paralysant, which can then be turned into anaparalyzant. So they provide that cure, which is nice. I think more monsters in this game should do shit like that. The other thing that I killed was a lethomorph, which is also usually only a cave-dwelling monster. It's essentially a mineral mimic. Clings to the walls, looking like a mineral. When you go near it, it bursts open in tentacles, grabs you, and usually swims off with you, attempting to chew your legs off. Very fun. No, I don't think There's just this one more. You can carry it. Oh! I think his body despawned. That's a shame. Oh, I've got some paralysant on me. Yeah, lethomorphs are pretty nasty, because they ragdoll you and they grab you, and then they'll swim off with you and start chewing on, usually your leg is what they grab. I have seen one grab someone's head, and whatever they are chewing on, whatever they grab, they pull it into their mouth and inflict lots and lots of blunt force damage to it. Which is extra cruel, because blunt force damage doesn't coincide with bleeding. So it's a very slow death. They just hold on to you and crush you to bits. And and their front is very armoured. You gotta shoot them when their mandibles open up. Very nasty. So yeah, we fought two monsters that are actually kind of rare, which is very nice. Usually when I play this game, even with these mods enabled, it's usually mostly crawlers, mud raptors, and lots and lots of barracudas, all from the Barotraumatic mod pack. Alright, giving us a little bit of space for it. If you're ever not sure how your submarine is actually moving, because this does come with a slight delay, check the speedometers. Is that another one? It's probably a barracuda, judging by its profile. Yep. They'll chomp your submarine on occasion, but they're actually fairly placid. Alright. Afterburners. There's some velocity. Goodbye, barracuda. The cave generation isn't favouring us today. Small targets up, whatever they are. Spinelings from the sounds of things, yep. I'm very fond of pulse lasers. If you get the hang of coasting the charge just right, you can use them with great effect. Just charge it a little bit as you're lining up the shot, and then let go only if it's lined up. Because you can cancel the charge at any time by letting go. They're incredibly ammo efficient and very, very strong. Probably one of the most expensive light weapon in the game. Light turret. Something's swimming away. Now straight for us. Come on, afterburners. Oh, can we go up fast enough to avoid crashing? See, as you can see, when the afterburners are active, we can very easily outrun most things, at least in the base game. The nose is also armoured for moments like that when you're crashing into things. Yeah, that's the philosophy of this submarine. You don't need to outgun anything if you can outrun it. Whatever we just hit punched a hole in the armory pretty hard, and the rest of the sub. Oh, it's Ahmed. Pinned him in this little spot, he can't get away. Also spinelings out there from the sounds of things. Random crawlers. Keep getting taken off my turret by the water flow because the bots don't know how to mitigate water spread. Man, this is going so much worse than my first recording. Monsters everywhere. I think that's all of them. A good captain should always carry a welding tool on him. It's important to make your submarines with a weakness when you're making them. Maddox doesn't drain too good, and there are a few spots on the sub that need, like this front armory, it actually doesn't drain on its own. It'll only drain if the doors are opened. I find on most submarines you can do this is set the sub to go up and then just let the ballasts flood, because then the ballast pumps will drain it. The big pumps are much quicker at draining water than the little ones, and that goes for vanilla subs as well. So it's usually a bit quicker. The bots do their best, but they can only do so much when a crazy captain plows into a hammerhead head-on. Everyone recording's alive. Escorting, rather. Should get my pistol in my number 1 slot so it's quick to equip. We're trying to go up for ages. We appear to be stuck. No, we're not. So as I was saying, the Maddox's weakness is it actually drains fairly slow if it does get punctured. Which I enjoy, because you're supposed to be avoiding fights if you can help it, but if they manage to lock you down, you're in trouble. Here we go, we're lifting. Because it's just one tiny pump in there that drains all 4 of these rooms. Actually, all 5 of these rooms, including the armory. Did I turn the afterburners? I did. As you can see, I put a speedometer in as well. If Ronnie would get out of the way. Show our speed. The afterburner fuel percentage is there as well. Very handy. Now, it's best to get a little bit of speed going before you trigger the afterburners. See, whatever that is. Goodbye. Crawler from the sounds of things. Quite fast. And you can maintain the speed good if you continue in a straight direction. I made this thing about as fast as I can manage to steer. When I was first making it, I did make it faster, but it was basically a guaranteed shatter the front of the submarine and give everyone a concussion button. Not so much of an afterburner. So that's one improvement. I do like submarines that fly into walls at Mach 10 and explode, though. It is fun. Yeah, quite a bit more combat in that mission than I intended, but Europa likes to surprise you. It might be a little OP with the lasers, but I like the lasers, so... sorry. Alright, I am covered in blood. Ah, did I read that? I think I read it. Yep, I read me now stuff. Gotta remember that. If we kill crawlers and stuff, we can get their meat, turn them into meals. Crawlers, in particular, have like this craw yum soup. I'm not touching that, I don't want to know. Crawlers have this craw yum soup that gives you regen, which is very, very, very nice. Especially for early game. Brain drain. Gotta be brain moss. Fine. People are gonna complain. Shake the crate. Too heavy. Open it. Clown. Now, I have picked the option to punch him in the face. He complains, and if you keep punching him, he pulls out a heavy machine gun and rushes you with it, which is pretty funny. Otherwise, he asks you to take pills, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he won't tell you what the pills do. If you keep staring at him, eventually he, like, cracks up, I think. But the flavor text for this is pretty nice. I'm not sure if this is base game or Dynamic Europa, but it's definitely fun. Oh shit. Oh, so they changed it. You used to be able to just, yeah, if you click boo, I think he has a heart attack or something, I can't remember. Alright, well, he made me pills, so... Whoops. I think I'm gonna die. I think I'm gonna be inflicted with like 8 poison afflictions in a minute. Could be a game over for the campaign. Sharp pain in your chest, so I'm trying to break things. Next thing you know, a baby mud raptor bursts out of your chest. You try to react, but you pass out in shock. Shit. Oh, interesting. So yeah, you like trip out and claw your own chest open because you're hallucinating. There's a mud raptor bursting out of you. Oh dear. Oh, it's not that bad. If you need me, just follow the trail. No. I think Simon's probably got better medical anyway. That's fucked. I haven't seen that option for the... Heal him, please. Wait, what? Combat stim. Infected wound. Oh. We gotta wash the shit out of that. If you get to infected wounds early with saline, you can clean them out. And it's fine. Interesting. His injuries seem to be going away on their own. I wonder if part of that event is like, you think you're gonna die, but then you're fine. Oh, there we go. Well, I just waste medicine. I'm still lacerated. Well, this is an opportunity to show you something else. You tell bots to wait. They won't move, right? Beds are really, really overpowered in this game. Way more than you realize. That running water's annoying me. But beds will slowly heal any affliction. Any affliction in the game. I think they'll even heal psychosis. But now it's not here. It's very, very slow. So if it's something that's actively killing you, it probably won't save you. Might slow it down if it's like poison or something. But it can, especially in the early game, if a submarine has a bed, it can save you a lot of trouble and a lot of resources. As you can see, the lacerations are getting better. Well, while he's dealing with that, leave the captain in bed to recover. And we'll get some use out of a creative silicon, I guess. Yeah, that's throwing a bit of a wrench in my works. I knew touching that clam would have been a bad idea. Take that out of context. Yeah, this is actually the second recording I attempted to do, because the first time I did this I tried to use the Xbox game bar and I had this horrible crackling in the background of every recording. It was very Very frustrating. Now doing OBS like everyone else does, and it appears to be working without a hitch. EK mods. This adds a lot of cool stuff. EK mods. Alright. I'm too impatient. I'm not going to make you sit through all the waiting, so time to leave again. I just realized I had all that medicine on me. Oops. Would have been a waste anyway. Ah, bonkers. Right. Good thing we got all this cheap beer right at the start of the game. Although I think because my psychosis is so high, it might not be enough. That's a fun feature as well, you can throw the beer. I know there's beers in the game by default now. I don't know, I think the Dynamic Europa makes each beer faction-based. But yeah, I think it is Dynamic Europa, is you get to keep the bottle and you can throw it. Which I like doing as well, but the consequences of my house being full of broken glass prevents me from doing it. And I'm still bonkers, I can tell, because everything here is not actually broken and my submarine isn't flooding. How bad is it? Yeah, pretty bad. I might have to just bite the bullet and use the pipe. Keep using it until the water goes away. Yep, that should be enough. So I just smoked half full pouch of tobacco to regain my wits. Which in Australia is probably about $89 worth. Alright. Shipyards are nice, because in Dynamic Europa that's one of the only places you can upgrade your ship. Though it's a bit early for it. Mining. Oh, this is a shipyard as well, it's just... Oh yeah, they're both separatist shipyards. Must be a revolt. This one also has a beacon though. I like beacons. Attacked by a large cluster of thalamus brain moss. Might be a difficult mission ahead. Brain moss are pretty dangerous. But, well, they're not really dangerous, they're just tough. They take a lot to hit, a lot to kill. I think the lasers will work on them though. Lasers work on everything. But I know that the irradiated variants have very fast health regen as well. And the health regen can almost outpace a coil gun's DPS. And let me tell you, nothing is more disheartening than shooting a creature and seeing its health come back almost as quick as you're shooting it, and then emptying entire boxes of ammunition on the bloody things. Turn the afterburners on. I think we're about to hit a spike. Oh, can we go low enough? Might lose some paint. We're fine. Something hit the bottom of the ship. Sounds like an ice shark. Seeing all the unique monsters today. Park us here for a minute. Yep, nice shot. They're pretty scary if they catch you out in the open water. I think I can hear the brain moss. Oh dear. Fumbling the buttons because I'm panicking. Those are the irradiated ones I was talking about. Oh yeah. The lasers are king. Body's in the way. Can I still get him? Yep. I think that's all of them. I can still hear more. Where are they? It's a lot of money sitting on top of my ship. Left the afterburners on, so I was trying to list forward. Looks like it's behind us. Oh yeah, here it is. They don't do much damage to hull, which is nice. That stuff that slipped off is probably lost, but another thing about brain moss is the stuff they drop, the thalamus thorns and stuff, it doesn't stack, so you may have to make 2 trips. Yeah, the lasers really dealt with them quick, didn't it? The irradiated ones, that regen barely mattered. Don't be a bitch, Steve Higgins. Oh wait, that's me. Radioactive brain moss. They probably irradiate you if they're alive near you as well. Radiation sickness is pretty nasty in this game, but only if it gets to high levels. If you're only a little irradiated, you'll be alright. But if it gets to high, it's pretty hard to cure. Gonna have to make 3 trips. The inventory juggling. See, the thalassophobia and stuff, that's not the iconic part of this game to me, it's the inventory juggling. While I'm doing this, I shouldn't really be leaving the sonar on because it could draw in more danger. Slipped off the front. Ah, another one of these. Leave that in there. I'm running out of space for all the monster bits. See, in the base game, it's only spinelings that do this to you. There's a few others in Barotraumatic and Dynamic Europa. I think these things have potassium on them mostly, but I think, given it's potassium, it's almost more useful to just sell the pieces when you get to a research outpost. In the base game, that's a good way to make money off of alien blood and spineling spikes as well, especially. My ship adorned with the dead, draped in the fallen corpses of my enemies. That's probably a mine. It's got the little chain. Don't know what that is. It's disrupting my sonar. I'm gonna get away from it. Oh yeah, you may notice that I can basically see just fine while the afterburners are on. Even with... oh. But yeah, even with the passive sonar on, I can basically see just fine. That's because 3 engines active at the same time is incredibly loud. I think lasers would be better at destroying ice, considering it's a burst of heat. But they have to balance them somehow. They can't be good at everything. Yeah, whatever it is, it's still just chilling out down there. Whatever it is almost as noisy as I am. Oh, at some point I must have accidentally ordered Eric not to fix leaks. Because the entire front of the ship has been cracked open. I think it might be better for me to record with someone else as part of the crew. There's a lot of dead air when I'm by myself, isn't there? Afterburn! Yes! See, I don't think they're overpowered at the speed. They're controllable. They won't get you across the entire map. The ship doesn't literally explode if it hits the wall, which is what happened when I used to have really fast afterburners. Whatever that is after us. Let's go over here. Get on the rear gun. See, I'm keeping the laser warm. There it is, my reactor. Keep heating up, but you don't quite let go. Some old games have miniguns that act like that. I think that's where I got it from. Uh-oh. Oh good, they both went below. That would have been really bad if they broke in from the front. It's only a baby. I still hear one. Uh-oh. Ah, he's in the blind spot. They can just get his tail. Trying to shoot that ice spire. I don't really remember what the angle is anymore. Yeah, probably would have been right. Shoot it from the rear one. I'm not going to bother going out there because it's only a couple of mud raptors, although we can get food from them, so maybe I should. We're gonna. Why is the submarine taking damage? Is there a creature really close so I can't see it on the sonar? Maybe raptor. Live one right below the hatch. Yoink. Hey, with meal a day you can get it from babies as well. That's nice because normally the babies don't have loot on them. In the base game, the babies only spawn in nests from the eggs, I believe. Or if you hatch an egg on the submarine. I like the dynamic Europa, or possibly barotraumatic approach where it seems like the adults actually take the juveniles out and teach them to hunt. Did I bring it with me? Nope, I didn't bring the sonar. Because that helps in teaching the babies to hunt helps, you know, display that sort of, not canine, but like that sort of, you know, intelligent and complex social hierarchies they seem to have, which would explain why we were able to tame them. So they've already sunk, they must be down here. No? Oh, you're there. Sliding down. I think 3 chunks of meat will be enough. Sorry, I have to let you rot. Oh yeah, all this stuff's still in here. What I can do is... set it all to be destroyed. Bring it down to the deconstructor, put it in the output. And now my mechanic should do... Yep, sometimes you have to refresh it to remind them to do it, but he's going to feed those items into the decon. Which is very useful, because I know I enjoy doing it, but a lot of players find that process really tedious. Now, because we have a docking point on the bottom of my submarine, I believe we can connect directly to the beacon station. Which, for whatever you might think of the convenience of having a docking point on the bottom and also on the back, like 2 docking points, one on top, one on bottom, it is very convenient. But I just love being able to connect to beacon stations. Have you ready, Simon? Tower, please. Thank you. The bot's electronic skill determines how quickly they initiate a rod swap. Boy, you feel it in the early game. Not too fast. I think I already hear mud raptors inside. Just fighting mud raptors hand to hand, that'll be fun. But they can't climb, so maybe we'll get lucky. Let's turn the sonar off. Is a revolver going to be enough? Probably not. I told you to maintain position. Just go straight up. That tells the ballast empty. I'll put the meat in the glove box. You can do that in real life, by the way. Just put raw meat in the glove box of your car. It won't go bad. Yoink. I should bring a diving suit. making a lot of noise. When you're doing this beacon stations, it often makes a lot of noise when it activates. You can slow down the creatures spawning and attacking you by pointing it towards the terrain with directional sonar. My submarine's very noisy, so it's probably not going to work. Is this station... Yeah. Only lets you dock with one half of it at once. Interesting design. This is probably a modded station. Oh, well, that was fun. I'll just drop these random doohickeys away then. Components. I've always wanted to see people do more with the components with vanilla submarines. I'm sure there's tons and tons of cool shit you can set up. I know once I was on a humpback and the captain complained that it descended very slowly, so we cut some of the walls out either side of the ballast leading into the airlock and essentially expanded the ballast so it could hold more water. It didn't really help, but it was a cool thought. Careful, even idle, there's a chance you can get lacerated on the... Oh man, that's an awkward angle. Am I going to be able to get through here, or am I going to get squished? I can't. I've actually got to de-dock the whole station. De-dock, that's a shame. I could cut my way in. Probably not worth it. Oh. I warned of the laceration threat and I went and did it anyway. Well, if we're going to do that anyway, I don't want to have to redock to turn all this on. Let's just set it to active, and when I set the power to be on, when I turn on the power, we'll deal with it then. A little nervous about how many mud raptors I can hear. Wait here. Kind of just shot straight up because it was the ballast tanks were empty. I almost think mud raptors are more dangerous if they're on land because they don't sideswipe you like they do if they're in the water. They just latch on and start eating you. If he's on the other side of the door, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. It didn't appear to be. Anything in these cabinets that can help me? They're below. We'll fix foam grenades, they're handy. Status monitors. Some welding fuel. Still there. A log. He spent a month here, went crazy, the monsters ate him. It's like every log in every game. I do enjoy those, but after a while, once you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's all going to drain to the next room. Any mud raptors? Yep. Gotta be careful not to punch holes in the station floor, if I can help it. Probably should have brought a flashlight or something. But this is pretty advantageous because they can't climb ladders. See what I mean though? Like, Munraptors fucking eat bullets. They do not care. There's at least one more down there. I don't know if I got the other. I don't want to go down there. Oh, if I highlight the ladder, I can see their silhouettes. That doesn't look like a mud raptor. Might be a wolf eel. Still moving, whatever it is. Oh. Alright, I think whatever it is dead now. What a mess. Yeah, it's a wolf eel. These are clearly still mud raptors, on the fact that the game even recognizes them as mud raptors enough to drop meal a day meat. But they're like a little custom monster that's some rearranged mud raptor textures. I think it looks pretty cool. It's like hairy. Let's get the lights on so we can have a good look at it. Any air in here? Still some air. Here's the reactor. Does this button turn on pumps? Yes. Good. You see the wolf eel? It's kind of like a gross, hairy eel. Big, scary mouth. Cool design. Whole version of it. Yep. So the submarine was noisy enough to draw whatever in. Sounds like more mud raptors. Should probably have told some crewmen to watch the guns. See the third one? Yep. Usually come in threes. We'll collect these ones. Maybe not their meat, but the hydroxy and other parts. Quick swap suit. People sleep on fixed foam grenades. They are so useful. They're more useful for a mechanic running around the sub, but, you know, just being able to throw a grenade in a room and suddenly everything's fixed. Not sure how they work in water. Let's test it. Not great. If I could get it to kind of sit. I wonder if I can pick it up. I can. It doesn't seem to be fixing the hull though, so didn't work how I wanted it to. Alright, keep the last one. Stuff. Oh! I thought that was the status monitor short-circuiting. something else. Oh, that was cool, just seeing the tentacles come in. Big jellyfish. Is it dead? I can't tell. Oh. Any more? Those are your open box cutters, I'm pretty sure. Ah. Oops. Just decompress myself for fun. I don't think the box cutters drop any loot when they die. Oh, they do. They drop swim bladders now. Awesome. They used to not drop anything. Station is connected to nothing. Really, proper jellyfish. Even though they're dead, they wouldn't be safe to go near because their sting cells, whatever they're called, would still be active. That's why if you ever see jellyfish on the beach, you just have to leave them alone. Even though they're dead, their body completely unconsciously just attacks anything it touches. It's kind of fucked. Yeah, when that electricity first happened, I thought it was me equipping the status monitor out in the middle of the water made a short circuit or something, which would have been funny. Handheld status, pretty useful if you're a engineer. Oh, it just shows the hull, so it'd actually be useful for a mechanic, not electricity. Break that, please. I don't know if spent fixed foam grenades have anything useful that they break into. Oh yeah, steel. I think the steel back's useful. Break down my monster bits. Okay, I am no longer feeling confident about going into a cave, and I've been recording for about an hour, so I'm probably going to skip the caving. I've spent almost all of my bullets, so I think I'm just going to dock and call all the monster loot, station loot, and the loot we got from the station, the beacon, and we'll call it there. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Damn. That would have been a good sound off if I could have just instantly docked when I said that. Up you pop. Ah. It's alright, it happens to a lot of captains. Alright. And I bid you adieu.